before we go into Ganoteraphy, let us classify the nature of therapy. There's how many philosophy or how many group of therapy around us first. Have some background. You see, first, I divide this therapy into four systems. The first system, we call it light cure the light, represented by homeopathy. That means if a person is having, let's say, a certain problem, we are addressing the herbs which are having the same syndrome to treat the disease. Light, treat the light. For example, this aconite. Aconite is a very hot herb, no? Aconite, and it's poisonous and hot herb. Let's say people are having a fever. Fever is hot, you know. So we are using aconite in a very minute amount to treat the fever. Light, treat the light. For example, there's another type of herb which is common in India. This is Endographis paniculata, which is a very cold herb. But when the people are very under severe cold, we use a very small amount of paniculata can treat the thing. Light, treat the light. This is the first group. Then the second group is represented by most of the traditional medicine, like Ayurveda and also this traditional Chinese medicine. Opposite, cure the opposite. Come back to our old friend aconite. Let's say in a Chinese herbalist system, if a person is skillful, his circulation is not good, then they use aconite to overcome the chillness. The hot overcome the cold, or the cold overcome the hot. Then the Chinese doctor, they use his Endographis paniculata as a cold herb to treat fever. Just opposite to homeopathy. There's opposite cures the opposite. There's the second group. That is represented by most of the traditional, like this traditional Chinese medicine. Also in Malaysia, we call it jamu. And in here, we call it Ayurveda. Mainly fall under this group. Then we come to the third group. Then the third group is we call it by annihilation. This is represented by allopathic. I mean, if you have a bacteria inside your body, you have a virus inside the body, we add this antibiotic to annihilate the whole thing. Let's say if we have a tumor inside your body, we operate and remove away the tumor. This is by annihilation. This is by represented by this allopathy. Now, whether it's homeopathy, whether it's a naturopathy or this allopathy, you need to study symptoms. These are symptoms, you need this type of drug or this type of herb. And one symptom, one drug, or one symptom, one medicine is represented by the three. And it takes many years to study. Right? You want to become a homeopath, you at least have to study 4 or 5 years to study the symptoms and everything. If you want to become this naturopathy, like this Ayurvedic or even this traditional Chinese, what is called herbalist, you still have to spend many years to study the herbs, a few hundred of herbs and their symptoms and everything. Then if you want to become a allopathic doctor, of course, you also have to spend a 5 to 6 years of study. This is the thing. Now, then we are having a totally different philosophy. Because to study the symptom, there is an endless study. Even this herbology, like this traditional Chinese medicine, they recorded well over 7,000 types of herbs. It may not be possible, even in your whole lifetime, to study all the herbs. Then when it comes to Ganoteraphy, we are working on a different approach. Now, in the approach of Ganoteraphy, we do not study symptoms. We study the whole body as a whole, and we call this a holistic approach. The word holistic is from the Greek word holos, means whole. Then the approach of Ganoteraphy is quite different. First we ask ourselves, what is the causes of disease? The cause of disease in a very simple classification. We are not talking about symptoms. Symptoms, you have thousands of symptoms, and you may need a whole library to describe all the, not even all the symptoms. Now we do not go on that approach. we go on this classification, something like engineering or mathematics. We try to get some formula. What is the basic formula? What is the basic approach? Now, we ask ourselves a very simple question. Why a person becomes sick? With how many reasons? After the study of so many years, we found that there is only 2 reasons a person becomes sick. Only 2, and not more than 2. There's only 2 reasons a person becomes sick. First, what you do not want is still inside your body. And the toxin. Toxin. When I say toxin, it is in the general terms. What you do not want is classified as toxin. Let's say virus, bacteria, we do not want this one, is toxin. The poisons inside the food, the heavy metal like mercury, everything are toxin. But even something which is useful to us, but if it exceeds in excess quantity, like sugar, sugar is important for us, but the sugar, if exceeds certain limit, it becomes a toxin to us, becomes something dangerous to us, like cholesterol. Cholesterol is very important for the function of the brain. In Malaysia, many parents, they do not understand this. So they try to restrict their children to take cholesterol. This is wrong, because children need cholesterol to develop their brain. But however, if the cholesterol level becomes too high, over certain limit, it obstructs or helps become a toxin inside the body. That is the first cause. The second cause of the disease is that when your body are supposed to function at certain level, it do not function well at that level. It's out of balance, then you become sick. For example, your pancreas are supposed to what they call, to come up with the hormones, to insulin. If the pancreas doesn't come up with sufficient insulin, of course you suffer diabetes. That's under classified of what they call out of balance. The imbalance of the body function. Like you have a heart disease. Heart disease is not caused by bacteria, it's not caused by virus, it's caused by the what they call, the function of the heart are not at the optimum state. It's out of balance. Now, before we go further, let us take 1 or 2 minutes to think. Is there any disease that is not under these 2 categories? Can we think of any disease that is not not due to these 2 causes or not? Yeah, definitely cannot be. Because these 2 are very general. Some people asking me, how about neurosis, mental problem? Mental problem, you see, when we say imbalance, it can be physically and also mentally. Mentally out of balance. But in Malaysia, sometimes people believe in black magic. So some people, when they're mentally disturbed, they thought that maybe there's some magic or some ghost or something goes into the body. But after addressing Ganoderma, everything come back to normal. It is the mind is imbalanced. When we have an economic crisis, when the fare plunging down, some people are having a big problem. That is due to imbalance of mental. The mental. It's out of balance. How about injury? A person having an accident after that injured, under what category? When a person is injured, his body are not functioning well as it is. It's a second category. How about AIDS? HIV? Is the first one. We do not want virus. So we classify the whole thing either into A or B. They cannot be more than these 2 causes under the sun. Agreed? So now as a ganotherapist, our function is very, very simple. We need to do 2 things to make our body healthy. Just 2 things. First, to cleanse your body of the toxins. Secondly, to balance back your body function. Then you become healthy. Forget about all the symptoms and disease. That is the basic of Ganoteraphy. Now, let me repeat. The cause of disease, there is only 2 causes for disease. First is due to toxin inside the body. Second is due to the imbalance of the body function. All disease under the sun fall into these 2 categories, or sometimes they due to both of them. Sometimes can be due to both of them. Like this diabetes, First is what you call pancreas is out of balance, but due to too much sugar also become toxin. Now sometimes they can exist both together. Then if we can cleanse the body of the toxin, and if we can balance back the body's function, then basically a person can become healthy. This is the basic of the Ganoteraphy. Is it very simple, eh? Just like practicing mathematics. You see, my first discipline is engineering, you know, not medical. So when I go into this medical science, I put everything into formula. Better, easier to learn. Now, when we talk about a toxin inside the body, now let me ask a very simple question. Is there many types of toxin inside the body? A lot, isn't it? No? Countless. Even one whole library also cannot describe all the toxins. Again, let's go back to our basic logic, mathematics. How many group of toxins, grouping of toxins inside the body can we classify into a minimum classification? Now, today, when we are learning Ganoteraphy, we are also learning the logic of therapy. The logic of therapy, we try to minimize everything into the basic element. That is the basic of science. Now, I'm asking, there's how many classification of toxin inside the body? Again, there's only two classification only. Two classification, not more than two. One is water soluble, one is non-water soluble. Agree? Can you find any toxin that's not classified into these two? Cannot. You must be under these two, either water soluble or non-water soluble. You see, non-water soluble are normally oil-based or the mineral-based. Then this water soluble, of course, know well, there are many these are water soluble toxins. Water soluble toxins are cleansed from body first through all the liquids. First the sweat, by sweat and by urine. These are the two main. That's why after a person taking Ganoderma, our first observation is how is the sweat. Sometimes it can come out with a very foul smell, bad smell. Sometimes it come out with some certain color, or there is a normal sign of detoxification. Then from urine, sometimes the urine becomes turbid, can become this very foul. So this is a normal cause of detoxification. Let me give you some example. There's one case, when I'm having a meeting, there's one old man, he come me. So he showed me his, his singlet. He asked me, Mr. Lim, what is the color of my singlet? I said, why? It is red in color. He said, no, it's supposed to be white in color. After taking your Ganoderma, it's turned red. What type of color have you put inside your Ganoderma? You see, people always blame Ganoderma, no? After anything happened. I told him that we are having a GMP factory, we're having our ISO standard. We do not put any color inside Ganoderma. And our product is 100% Ganoderma. We don't put any other additive, not even lactose or whatever additive inside this thing. Then say, how come my singlet become red in color? Then I asked him, what is the complaint? He said, last time you always have this, rheumatic problem. After having rheumatic problem, he do not go to see the doctor. He is very clever man, no? He go to this roadside pharmacist, and go and buy some painkiller and eat, no? And just take the painkiller. I asked him, what is the color of the painkiller? Oh, the color is red in color. I think no wonder. After so many years of taking this thing, now the coloration already deposit inside the body. So after taking Ganoderma, the whole thing was flushed out. It's a process of detoxification. So after I asked the old man to stop all that of this medication, continue with this Ganoderma, and his problem is solved by this sweat. So this is the first observation you take. Then we come to urine. Urine is a very a funny type of phenomenon. No? Sometimes we say once in a blue moon. Of course, the moon cannot be blue in color. But can urine be blue in color? Possible or not? Not possible. No? But we have one case in Malaysia come up with blue urine, blue in color. He's a batik artist. He's an artist. Batik artist, the wax artist. He liked blue color, no? This artist. And not only using brush, he used his hand, he used his, I think he's a very, very famous artist. He liked blue. So the coconut tree is blue, the heart is blue, even the woman there is blue, the moon there is also blue. He's thing. So after taking Ganoderma, the urine come out also blue in color. Oh, the dye, everything goes inside the body actually. He's actually having a problem with this thing. Then if this case is already funny, we have another more funny cases in Malaysia. Come up with a rainbow urine. First yellow color, then red color, blue color, also chocolate color. This fellow is having this rheumatic and arthritis problem. Pain. You see, in Malaysia, when they have pain in the body, they just simply go to the what they call this pharmacy and buy the painkiller. And this one, any painkiller, no, red in color, blue in color, white in color, whatever this thing is take for more than 16 years. So after taking Ganoderma, all the toxins pass out batch by batch. That's why first we have a yellow urine, then you have the orange urine, red, blue, whatever color in the rainbow. Yeah. This is the only case you find the rainbow urination. It's normal. It's a very normal phenomenon. Sometimes the urine can become chalky. Chalky. That is a common phenomenon. So you see, after a person taking Ganoderma, we ask them to observe the first few days of urination. Sometimes there's a lot of this, what they call coloration, a lot of this, what they call, become turbid and foul smell. It is a common phenomenon. So this water-soluble toxin is normally through sweat and urine. Then there are two organs that associate with this disposal of this water-soluble. I always ask our member, no, what is the biggest organs in our body? Oh yeah, I think most of you are doctors, that's why you all understand better. Eh? Skin actually is the largest, cover the whole organs. Skin is an organ. It's not just a mere skin. And skin is a very important detoxification organ. All the toxins around this thing is disposed of by skin. Just imagine if you, by 3 or 4 days, you don't take bath and see what will happen to you. Or full of smell, these are the things. So the first organ about this water-soluble is the skin. Then the second organ that associates with this water-soluble is the kidney. The kidney associated with this urination. Now, come to this non-water-soluble. Non-water-soluble are mainly oil-based. Mainly oil-based. Oil-based also disposed through the skin. You see, skin every day, we secrete a lot of oil through the skin. But the reaction of detoxification of this non-water-soluble toxin is different from water-soluble in the sense that when your body disposes of this toxin through the skin, normally you feel itchiness there. Itch like anything. First, the itchiness. So after people taking Ganoderma, if there is any itching in the skin, it's a normal phenomenon of this non-water-soluble cleansing of this thing. So in Malaysia, when this thing happens, we always apply a little bit of Ganoderma, our toothpaste, so to rub against it, then it can treat this itchiness. Then if this is not serious actually, more serious, come up with razors and boils. Razors and boils. Boils form in the body and come up with a gangrene. This is also a common phenomenon. Let me quote one example. There's one case in a meeting. There's one lady doctor come and see me, and she himself as a doctor, and he bring along her child, 7-year-old child. Then he saw the hand of the child to me. At the joint here, there's one big boil, reddish in the color, and the gangrene is about to come out, And she get very worried. You see, after my boy taking your Ganoderma, come up with such a big gangrene. Your Ganoderma must be full of bacteria. He told me, those that the boys get infected. Then I told him it's not possible. We are very clean, this thing. Every time we have bacteria count, everything, we have very strict control of this thing. So it's not possible to have my this thing, have this thing. Then I asked her, what is the complaint of the child? He said last time the child have very poor appetite. And he's very reserved, never go for exercise, just sitting there, rooming, refuse to talk, very inward, have a lot of problems. Then I observed the child running here and there, that day, after showing the thing, running up and down. I say, how come your child is active now? Oh, you say, after taking Ganoderma, it's okay. The appetite is okay, they become active, become very talkative now, but the problem is, he come up with a big voice. This thing, I tell you, that is exactly the reason. Last time the child is having some toxin inside the body. That's why it's affected his activity, affected his appetite, his activity. Now after taking this Ganoderma, now how your body going to dispose of the oily toxin? Normally it cannot dispose through this sweat, no? It cannot dispose through urine. It's only gathered around certain area, erupt out as gangrene. This thing. Especially for women, many women after taking this Ganoderma, they have boils formed in the body. Do not get worried about this thing. It's a common phenomenon of getting rid of this oily toxin. Toxin. So skin, normally they feel itch. Sometimes they itch very severely, Don't worry, you give RG, put with the water, then you can rub on the face or put some Ganoderma a little bit on it, then it can treat this thing. Let the thing itch, never mind. Because it is a process where your body detoxificates the oily substance. Now, so the skin, normally they have this itchiness and also boils. These races form on the skin. Then the second means of dispose of this oily toxin from the body is through the stool. Through the stool. Just now we have a rainbow urine. We also have a rainbow stool, no? Come out with all sorts of color in this thing. Now, you see, the oily, this toxin are normally disposed of by our liver, the liver of the body. And this thing sometimes is through the bile ducts and through this thing and everything collected in the intestine, disposed of through the stool. So after taking Ganoderma, two things may happen in the motion. First, they may have a tight motion, constipation. So they may have this loose motion, this diarrhea. These are two opposite this thing. Now, our intestine, we divide it into this small intestine and also the big intestine or the colon. This is the thing. Now, if there is what they call non-water soluble toxin accumulated in the small intestine, our body will harden the stool so that you will scrape against the intestine to scrape off all the toxin from the thing. Then you will experience tight motion and or constipation. Now, if your colon is having a toxin in the colon, then the body will fill there with a lot of water. You flush out the toxin there, then you're having a diarrhea or loose motion. So actually, I always tell members, all this reaction actually is not caused by Ganoderma. It's our own body that regular thing. That's why some people, they feel funny, why some people have constipation, why certain people have loose motion. And then nothing to do with Ganoderma. It's something to do with the condition of the body. So if your small intestine, a lot of accumulation of toxin, then you experience tight motion. If the colon or big intestine having this problem, then you experience this loose motion. Either way, proceed with the consumption, no need to get worried. Now, we have a lot of record of loose motion. There's one member, after taking this thing, he go to the toilet 40 times a day. 18 times, you cannot break a record. It's 40 times. Every 5 minutes or so, he curses like anything in the first day. After taking, then after we explain this thing, next day he continue. He have this patient had a lot of problems. He have this diabetes, then he have this heart problem, he have this hypertension problem, whole body full of problems. But after the 1 week of loose motion, the second week he telephoned us. Sometimes a new life to him, Everything looks so different in the world. He feels so energetic, so light in the body. Because all the toxin already been flushed out. So after taking Ganoderma, if a person experience tight motion or loose motion or whatever the motion, whether it's colorful motion or whether it's a monocolored motion, forget about it. Don't worry about that. Continue. Because it's a normal process of this detoxification. Now, other than that, a person may vomit. If the poison, if the toxin is inside the lung or upper part of this thing, especially for this asthma patients. You see, asthma patient, there's a lot of phlegm accumulated inside the lung. The only way to get rid of this by vomiting. He vomit out all the phlegm. That's why when this asthma patient, after taking this RG and GL, sometimes they experience a lot of coughing. I just ask a simple question. Is cough good for the body or not good for the body? Coughing. Good or not good? Doctor will say good. Non-doctor will say no good. Coughing actually is a defense system of our body. Actually, to massage because sometimes when we breathe, we only use half of the capacity, you know. Certain capacity of the lung remain domain. But when you cough, the whole lung was massaged and the excess water was removed away from your body. So coughing is a defense system. But for those asthma patients, there's a lot of phlegm inside this. Also for this TB patient, TB. So after taking Ganoderma, they'll cough heavily. Sometimes for 1 week, sometimes for 2 weeks, and they are very uncomfortable for them. Not only coughing, sometimes they vomit. There's one case in Alaska, near my hometown. One of our members, at the age of 6, he's having a fever. But his family member ignorant about the fact of having a fever, then they soak the whole child inside this water tank. After that, he developed asthma for 30 years. After getting married, then the situation become worse and worse until finally he cannot work properly. 1 week it will take 4 or 5 days of this. Half of the week is MC, medical leave. Then afterwards, he told me he have a problem with sexual problem with the wife because the body is so weak he cannot go for this normal sexual activity. Then he tried all sorts of remedy, you know. Lastly, when he is desperate, he heard people say that this camel liver can cure asthma, no? Then he ordered the liver from Arab. Camel, go and roast it, do whatever grinding steak, the asthma still remains as it is. Now, after taking Ganoderma, cough for 2 weeks, keep on coughing for 2 weeks. When come to the 3rd week, he's a very thin person, no? Start to vomit out 3 bowls of phlegm. Big, doesn't know how to bend. Keep on vomiting for 2 to 3 days. After that, gradually the asthma will disappear. Now he becomes so strong after the toxin, everything, vomit out from this thing. That's why, not only for asthma patients, sometimes those people having a stomach problem, they also vomit this thing. So vomit is a natural phenomenon inside our body to remove the toxin from the upper part. To remove the phlegm from the lung is never easy, you know. Never easy. No, never easy. Sometimes you do the coughing but a small phlegm come out. But most of the time it's through vomiting out this thing. So if a person vomit after taking Ganoderma, take this thing lightly. It is some of this, detoxification. Now, when I talk like this, some people, they feel frightened, they feel worried now. And then we ask a simple question. Can Ganoderma cure disease or not? Can or cannot? Can. Or cannot? No. Actually, the answer is Ganoderma cannot cure any disease. Can never cure any disease by itself. If we go by, what is Ganoderma? Ganoderma is just a mushroom, food, mushroom. Like shiitake mushroom, inokitake mushroom, or what is the button mushroom. It's just a type of food. By itself, it never treat any disease because there's no drug, nothing inside this Ganoderma. But Ganoderma is the only herb in the nature that can cleanse the body and that can regulate the body. It's the only one in nature. Not even ginseng, not even tangkui, not even endographis or whatever it is. It's the only herb. That's why Ganoderma, he work on our immune system. Our immune system will work on the disease. Your immune system can cure any type of disease under the sun. Your immune system. Otherwise, the mankind will be disappear from the earth if we cannot cope with the disease. That's why Ganoderma treat disease indirectly, never through a direct process. That's why we can never claim that Ganoderma can cure diabetes, Ganoderma can cure cancer, Ganoderma can cure this thing. All these are wrong claims. Wrong. When a person says something like this, he doesn't know much about Ganoderma. Ganoderma can only cleanse the body, can only regulate the body, nothing more than that. These are things. It do not contain any chemical or anything inside the body. It is your immune system that cure the body. Now, many people are asking me, why our immune system such a busybody, you know? Why the disease don't get cured straight away? Why there's so many type of reactions? Some people after taking Ganoderma, they cough like anything. Some people they have vertigo. Some people their face swollen up. Some people they cannot sleep. Some people sleep like lock. Some people have a tight motion. Some people have loose motion. Why? Why such things are happening inside the body? Now, I am telling them, if this thing doesn't happen in our body, mankind will extinct many years ago. It is a way our body communicates with us. This is a language of the body. I take a very simple example. Very simple example. The lining of stomach. Our stomach have an inner lining, say. The lining of stomach do not have any nerve. So you don't have the feeling in the first lining of the stomach. Of course, you cannot have feeling in the stomach, no? Although you take some sweet, also you feel sweet in the stomach. You take a chili, you feel hot all the day, then it's not possible for you to live a normal life. So the first lining of the stomach do not have any nerve. Now, if there's any ulcer or any wound on the first layer of the stomach, you don't feel any pain. But it's dangerous for you, you know. And your stomach needs to communicate with you that it is facing some problem. How? Our stomach cannot speak Tamil, no? Cannot speak Telugu, cannot speak English now. How our stomach can communicate with us? It only can communicate through the reaction. Reaction. For example, when your first lining of stomach have problem, your gastrointestinal system started from the mouth, isn't it? Then the mouth will always have blister or mouth ulcer inside your mouth. So those people always having mouth ulcer or blister inside the mouth, do not take this lightly. This is the first signal sent by your gastrointestinal that you are going to have ulcer problem. If you do not treat your system, eventually you feel ulcer. That's why you observe those people always have a blister inside the mouth, eventually they complain of gastric or this ulcer problem. This is the way our stomach communicates with us. Nah, because he cannot speak Tamil, no? He cannot give you kali wanakam to you. He can do only through a reaction. Only through reaction. Now, then our liver. Take our liver as example. You see, our whole liver is a very big organ. Inside also there's no nerve. So if there's certain part of your liver having problem, let's say it's rotten away, you don't feel any pain. No pain, you don't feel any pain. But your liver needs to communicate with you that it is already having some problem. How? You see, liver works best when you are at rest. Because when we are at rest, many of the blood will flow back to liver. And then the liver will have a lot of nourishment to this thing. So when your liver has problem, the first reaction is that you will feel tired. Tired throughout your day. You feel, this is the first reaction, you feel moody, tired, and do not have any strength, energy to carry out your work. Is the first reaction. Then your eyesight become blur. You have a problem with the eyesight, no? Now, this is something to do with reflexology. Something to do with reflexology. Let me explain in a very simple way. Complain that the eyesight become blur, tired, then you must suspect it's liver problem. Liver problem. Okay. Now, our kidney is at the back here, also around this region. But the kidney reflected around the eye, The eye become brackish, then the kidney problem. But the eyesight become blur, sometimes can also become a kidney problem, but 70% is due to the liver. Now, if you still proceed, do not care about liver, then the third defense will come in. Because when your eyesight become blur, normally your activity will reduce. So you are forced to take rest. But if you still refuse to take rest, you will develop vertigo. The world is spinning, then you have to take rest, no? You have to take rest. So a person always having a vertigo, we must suspect something is wrong with the liver system. Now, After that, you still doesn't want to take care, then the last event is make you fainted, you know, you just fainted and unconscious, this thing. So some people do have this liver problem. After taking this Ganoderma, they feel tired, they don't care. They just take again, then they have poor eyesight, they don't care. They take again, they have a vertigo, they still work hard, then the last reaction, they just simply fainted, unconscious. But don't get worried about this. This is the mechanism of the body. I tell you one funny story in Singapore. Is one case when I having this session in Singapore, then one member telling me, he say, Dr. Lim, there must be something wrong with the product, you know. I say, what's wrong? After taking a product, I am fainted and people admitted me to the hospital and they had to put me into ICU for 24 hours for observation. What is wrong with the product? You see. Then I asked him, what is your complaint? How it become like this? He said, last time when he take Ganoderma, 1 pair, 2 pair, 4 pair per day, everything is good, you know. But he have a little bit of dizziness, eyesight become blur. Then he telephoned to his upline. Then his upline told him, oh, Dr. Lim say, this reaction is good, you know. Now you have good reaction, you have a good response. The upline also new to DXN, no. Then the upline asked him, you want to get well fast or you want to get well slow? Everybody want to get well fast, isn't it? Then the upline advised him, why not you increase your dosage 3 times, you take 12 pairs straight away. Oh, he go back happily, take 12 pairs and fainted. When the people having a reaction, and reaction are severe, do not increase the dosage. You increase dosage, then you aggravate the reaction. But never ask them to stop. Must continue also, this thing. So his upline giving him a wrong advice. From 4 pairs, jump to 12 pairs, straight away, taking, then the thing is fainted. But he told me, next day, after coming out from ICU, the eyesight becomes brighter, clear, the whole world becomes so colorful, and he continues taking this RGNGL, but he is having some doubt inside his heart now, why he gets fainted. Then the later interrogation, diagnosis him, is sure enough, he is having a liver problem. You see, as a ganotherapist, without any instrument, sometimes we can know what is happening inside the body. What is happening, how. We study the language spoken by the body. Ganotherapists, we work in reverse, no? Other type of therapy system, they study symptom. After study symptom, they find a type of herb to match the symptom. Ganotherapy, just the opposite. We apply Ganoderma first, then we study the reaction. Then we know what's problem in the body. And from our this Ganoteraphy book, I have a very simple session at the back about certain reaction, certain thing. Now let us go talk a little bit about reaction. But of course, today it's not possible for us to discuss the whole range of reaction. But we can talk in terms of principle. Now, someone they complain to us something, headache here or forehead here, something is wrong here. Then you must suspect that the heart is having some problem. Some people always complain of the headache at the forehead, temple here, but the eye, no problem. You only have a head. You see our fingers. We have 4 fingers. Fingers also divided into 3 portions, A, B, and C. We also have 3 fingers, 4 fingers at the time. So our body, again, our body, we divide into A, B, and C. So we can also divide into 4 portions. The first portion starts in the middle, then between the nipples and the middle line is section A and B. Then between the nipples and the side there is C and D. A, B, C, D represented by the 4 fingers. One time when I'm traveling, I saw a passenger beside me. His what do you call this? Is it index fingers? These fingers. Is due to accident, it's only, what do you call, severed, only 1.5 finger, no, only the top part, the first, what do you call, it's already gone. Then I asked him, do you have a breathing problem? He said, yes. When you eat the food, sometimes you have a digestion problem. He said, yes. Then how do you know? I said, from your fingers, then we can know, because this area is affected, no? So he always short in breath. So when eating the thing also have a problem around here. Some people, after taking Ganoderma, they have something reaction on the finger. Then you must ask, is this first reason, second reason or the third reason. Here is somewhere here. Sometimes it's the second fingers. Then it's somewhere around here. Third finger somewhere around here. The small finger is somewhere around here. This is a basic of this reflexology on a reaction. Oh, our head also, forehead the same. Some people have a headache around this area, somewhere here. Headache at the side, something within this area. I remember one time, while I'm in this Sri Lanka, when I'm in Sri Lanka, I also met a doctor, a fellow doctor, and he told me he is having a headache for many years. Cannot cure, no. He takes so many medicine for the headache, still cannot cure. So after that, I pressed his needles, the nails. So at the first index, he is very painful, this area. Then I told him, your stomach, something is wrong. Nah? Something is wrong with your stomach. Do you have a stomach problem? He said, oh yes, this is a family hereditary problem. His father has stomach problem. He also has stomach problem. His son also has stomach problem. Then I asked him, why don't you treat your stomach problem? He said, stomach problem is not as serious as the migraine. He said, migraine is too much for him. You see, I said, no, that's the opposite. Because the stomach problem is reflected on the head, they become a migraine. This is the thing. So I asked him to take RG and GL more to treat the stomach problem. Once the stomach problem is solved, the migraine is also gone. This thing. This is in a simple reflexology. Now, not only through the body, the emotion also can reflect the organs. Emotion also can reflect the organs. You see, our lung, somewhere here, touching the border of the eyes. Sometimes we say lung is the water tank of the body, it's a reserve tank for the water. Because excess water, not body food of course inside the bloodstream. Excess water is always stored in the lung. So in emergency, your body can extract the water from the lung. But the problem, when your lung is out of function, the function is not balanced, sometimes too much water is stored inside the lung, then you stop the breath. You stop the breath, and tears always come out from the eyes. Sometimes there's not enough water, then you always have sore throat, the eyes become red, then you have a poor sleep at night. These are the things. So there's one case in Malaysia, one of the member, ladies, after taking this Ganoderma, he told me after taking Ganoderma, he feel very sad, crying all the days, every day crying, Then she come to see me. Then I asked her, are you married or not? He said, married. Sometimes a married woman crying, not because of Ganoderma, because the husband hit her, He said, yeah. So we study the background. I said, what is the relationship with the husband? He said, oh, fine. With the parents, okay. With the worker, everybody is lovely. It's okay, no problem. Then we see something is wrong with the Ganoderma. Then I observed her breath, very short, short breath. I said, the tears always come out. I said, something is wrong with the lung. You must go and check your lung in this thing. But she told me she just had a medical checkup last week. Doctor said everything normal. The blood test have shown nothing. Everything is normal. Then I told her, do you know Bruce Lee, Bruce Lee, the Kung Fu fighter? He go a medical checkup. The doctor said, fantastic, your body, like 18 years old man, 18 years old, yours. Then the whole thing published in the newspaper as young as 18 years old. But after 2 weeks, he passed away. He passed away. Yeah, after 2 weeks at the medical, due to sometimes they say that due to some blood vessel ruptured in the brain. You see, when you go for medical checkup, it's not possible to check up in all detail, How is your lung? How is your liver? How is your heart? Unless you go for specific checkup. Normally you go for general checkup, 50 items or 60 items on the blood. It's a general checkup. Then I asked her, you go to hospital, you check especially on the lung. After go to hospital, check the lung, immediately the doctor asked her not to leave. Telephone to her husband, come back, say emergency. The lung is already full with water. Had to go for operation immediately, take out 4 liters of water on the day. This is the thing. Doctor say if late by 1 or 2 weeks, it will be dangerous. That is, you see, as a genotherapist, that is the advantage. We study the symptom, then we know, actually. So if a person after taking Ganoderma, if he feels sad, moody, sad, tearful, that means lung got some problem. Now, then come to our liver. Liver coming to do with the eyes and everything. Liver has something to do with emotion. Emotion. There's one is army captain in Malaysia. He told me in army they have to exercise, no? One day they have to run for 4 to 5 kilometers. Then he told me he had problem with the running because he had hepatitis B before. Having this hepatitis before, his body is very weak actually. So he cannot go for this rigorous exercise. But as a captain, he cannot, this is not an excuse, you know, to lead the team. He said, what can we do? I said, okay, you take this Ganoderma. After taking Ganoderma, the stamina become much better. But he became a very ferocious man, always quarrel with the wife, always quarrel with the subordinate, no? Then one day he come and visit me again. He said, Dr. Lim, last time I am a loving man, you know. I love my wife, I love my kid, I love my subordinate, everybody respect me. But after taking Ganoderma, I become another person, you know. I go and scold my wife, I go and hit my kid, I become very, get agitated easily, anything. I said, this is a reaction from liver. When a liver, during the process of, this thing, a person becomes very emotional. That's why a person who is quick in temper, become emotional, you must suspect something is wrong with the liver. Something is wrong with the liver. There's emotion on the liver. Now, so I asked him to continue. But after 1 month, then telephone me again, oh, everything become okay now. So you feel much better, energetic. Now the liver function has become okay. Let's touch a little bit about hepatitis B. Until recently, hepatitis B is still considered as incurable disease, because the virus is very clever, no? It hides inside the cell of this the liver. Of course, we can address antibiotic to kill the virus. By the same time, you also kill this liver cell. The virus die, you also die. So that is very clever. Man, after taking Ganoderma is not killing the virus. He just strengthened the liver just dispose of the virus. Just remove the virus without killing the virus. That's why there are many hepatitis cases in South Asia after taking Ganoderma, after they go and test everything negative, no more of this test of this virus and everything. Yeah, there's one case here, right? Yeah. There are many doctors say it's impossible. I say, of course, if you use antibiotic, it's impossible. Antibiotic, you by annihilation, you annihilate the whole virus. And the virus, they are very clever. And you try to kill it, you disband and you mutate, you do anything, you know. Your antibiotic cannot be as fast as this thing. You see, AIDS, why so difficult to kill AIDS? AIDS by 20 minutes, they can one mutation, you know. Every 20 minutes. That's why your development of this antibiotic can never cope up with the mutation of the virus. It's more clever than your antibiotic. But our body can cope much faster without killing the virus, but just chase it out, just kick it out and dispose of through the urine or stool or whatever it is. These are the things. That's why these hepatitis cases by this Ganoderma is very helpful. Not because Ganoderma can cure hepatitis, because our immune system gets strengthened after taking the Ganoderma. Now, coming to AIDS, now scientists still looking for antibiotic to kill the AIDS, method to kill the vaccine, to kill to go the AIDS. I believe this is a wrong direction, because AIDS is a very sophisticated type of virus. It can mutate so quickly, you know. That's why when you apply antibiotic, you have to apply 4 or 5 times antibiotic at the same time, you know. Make sure that they have no time to mutate, you know. They get confused. But you only kill the free virus, but those viruses stay inside our lymphatic gland and something. You cannot do anything about that. They just lie normal there. When you don't take antibiotic, the whole thing come and multiply back again. I believe through our immune system, this thing can be solved. We do not kill the virus. The body just disposes it off, just kick it away, just remove it from the body. This is the only way. The same thing also with this cancer patient. There are many cancer patients where the cancer already spread throughout the body, you know. There's absolutely no hope for the cancer patient because the whole body already infested by this thing. Whatever type of antibiotic, even the chemotherapy, what is it, you cannot do anything. But cancer cells have one peculiar phenomena. It can be converted back to a normal cell. Okay, now, so after taking Ganoderma in a vast quantity, the immune system is okay, the oxygen content inside the body is this thing, the cancer cell just simply turn back to normal cells without killing the cancer. You see the cancer cell, if you try to kill the cell, the first reaction is spread throughout the body, the whole body. You see, initially last time when we treat cancer in Malaysia, when a woman has breast cancer, what we apply throughout the whole breast, everything, then the woman, what do you call the lady, the patient died quickly. But after that, the cancer, what do you call, spread throughout the whole body. Now we are more clever. We take a lot of this thing. When they apply, we still leave some small hole for the pus, for everything to come out. Another, instead of going throughout the whole body, they have to go through certain controlled channel. But to treat the cancer, the solution is not by killing the cancer cell. Cancer cell also like AIDS, is very clever. It can form their own community, can form their own defense system. They can even control the type of blood go into this thing. They can even constrict the blood vessel to allow something to come in or do not allow something to come in. You see. The only thing is that, it's just like a bad boy. The only thing is that we just try to pat the shoulder, try to be friendly with them, convert them back to normal cells. That's the way. That's why there are many terminal cases in Malaysia. It's successfully treated, not because we kill the cancer cell, because we try to reverse the whole process. Of course, this is a new type of theory. This is also a new type of approach. But this is a holistic approach. We work through the body system. And there are many experiments in the lab where they extract the cancer cell, they attach in the Ganoderma, and the cell turn back to normal. It's already proven in the laboratories. Yeah? So we are talking about reaction of lung, reaction of liver. Now, come to stomach. Stomach, when represented at the head, is somewhere around here. It's our thinking reason. So a person who having a stomach problem will always in a thinking mood. He think a lot, worry, thinking, keep on thinking, endlessly thinking, thinking and worrying. So a person after taking Ganoderma become in a very, what do you call, thinking mood or worry mood. Not fear, just worry, without fear. Just keep on thinking, planning, then it's a stomach problem. Also, reversely, if a person keep on thinking, keep on planning, without taking rest, then sure he will develop stomach problem. The other way. That's why we say, in a day, you must let your mind rest at least half an hour, 1 hour. Don't think of anything, just relax the thing, or go for meditation, or whatever it is. It's good for your health, and good for your stomach. These are things. So when you have stomach problem, you're always in a thinking mood. These are the things. Now, then come to this, we have a 5 organ system, then stomach. Come to the kidney system. Kidney system is associated with fear. When a person having a kidney problem, he is always having fear or worry without any reason. There's one case in Malaysia. After taking Ganoderma, wake up middle of the night, shivering with fear. Next day, quickly telephone to us what happened to him. We said that you are having a kidney problem. You think. Now, kidney also can produce a type of hormones to regulate the marrow. So the kidney also something associated with the production of blood inside the body. Now, if your production of blood has some problem, weakening in the body, the first thing to show is your hair. Because your hair needs nourishment from this thing, but it's only thinly, because the scalp is a bone, So between the scalp and the hair, you only have a thin layer of the flesh to supply the nourishment. So if there's anything wrong in your production of your blood system, the first thing to show is your hair. So sometimes people are having a HIV, different type of HIV. Hair is vanishing syndrome. The hair becomes thinner. This is the thing. This is a kidney problem. There's 2 cases. I have been this thing. There's one case like this. After taking Ganoderma, the hair is dropping tremendously. And the member even bring the comb, In a session, he come to the stage, he comb in front of me, after combing there's so many hair, on a comb. The first question I asked him, do you experience any waist pain or not? Yes, he said, waist pain. You feel weak or not? Yes, weak. I said, this is kidney problem. Without going further, then we know it's kidney problem. Then only then he bring out the report. Doctor said that it's a renal problem. You go and check, really have this kidney problem. Then he is wondering why without a machine, without testing, we know about this thing. Because too many years of observation, we can correlate the whole thing. Then the ladies, another lady, the same problem. After taking Ganoderma, the hair dropped so severely that the patches of this thing, they had to come to the meeting wearing hats, Otherwise, the people are so. Then I tell them not to worry about this thing. Because before the new hair comes, all the bad hair with the poor foundation will drop first. Then afterward, the whole thing will come back again. That's on a kidney problem. So kidney is always associated with fear and also of dropping of hair and also this waist pain. Now, lastly, if a person after taking Ganoderma feel happy without any reason, feel high, happy, joyous without any reason, then you must be careful. This is a heart problem. Red with excitement, the face turn red, excited, happy man, it's not a good sign. Heart problem. This thing. If a person after taking Ganoderma, the whole face turn red, you must be very careful. It's a heart problem. Heart is associated with red color. Sometimes there's tongue problem. The tongue also feel pain, also is to do with the heart. These are the things. Now, of course, today it's not possible for us to go into all these things, but I can assure you, Ganoteraphy actually is a very interesting, it's an interesting science. All the reaction we can trace back to Reflexology. It's a systematic approach. We are not talking this out of the blue. And all these things are through many years, 15 or 16 year observation. So we classify into this thing. Then many members asked me to put it systematically into a reaction book. I'm in the process of doing that. But meanwhile, you see, how to handle the reaction in Ganoderma. Now, let me ask you one question. Is reaction caused by Ganoderma? No, it's caused by the immune system. So the first rule is, whatever is a reaction, do not get panic. Your immune system wouldn't commit suicide, you wouldn't kill you. Your immune system is for to protect the body. So you don't need to worry. Don't need to worry. You see, there are many, there's a kidney transplant patient in Malaysia. They are worried of taking Ganoderma. But after taking Ganoderma, the immune system is strengthened, then it may reject the kidney. I tell you, no. The body doesn't work that way with Ganoderma. We are naturally protein. So after taking a thing, they become beautiful, recover much faster. These are things. So you don't need to worry. Whatever the body is to let the body work. Don't need to interfere with the body and no need to get worried about all things. Whether he's fainted, whether he's vomit, sometimes vomit out of blood, sometimes stool come up with blood, sometimes whatever reaction, sometimes they feel fear, sometimes they feel happy, no need to worry about this thing. Let it as it is and do not get panic, the first rule. Secondly, when a person is having a reaction, sometimes we can know the reason after you study Ganoterapy. But most of the cases, we doesn't know the reason. Now, we only ask him one simple question. Is it bearable to you or unbearable? You can bear this reaction or not. You can stand this reaction or not. Whether emotionally or physically. Physically, it's too much pain, they cannot bear it. But for the woman, it's too much air drop. Mentally, they cannot accept this. If they cannot accept unbearable to them, then you must reduce the dosage by half. If you take 6 pairs per day, you reduce to 3 pairs. If 3 pairs, maybe you reduce to 1 or 2 pairs. But never stop. Must always continue. Once you stop, the whole mechanism is stand to still. Then all our effort are wasted. Never stop. But you reduce the dosage. Now, let's say from 6 pairs, the problem you reduce to 4 pairs. But after reduce to 4 pairs, they still have a complaint, you reduce to 2 pairs. After reduce 2 pairs, still have a complaint, you reduce to 1 pair. Now, sometimes 1 pair also too much for them. Half pair, or you take 1 RG or 1 GR alternatively. But sometimes people take one capsule, is a problem. Then you put half capsule. Some people, even half capsule is also a problem. There are cases, we just put a little bit on the tongue, also have reaction, So I think we must go for aromatherapy. Smelling the thing also have a reaction. When it comes to half capsule, you don't reduce anymore. No point renew. When it comes to half capsule, we pour with very hot water. When you pour with hot water, the efficacy will be reduced. But the reaction also reduced. This is the thing. So if you take 1 cup of water, probably reduce to half cup or 1 spoon or half a spoon. Keep on reducing until the patient can bear this thing. But if the patient, after taking, have reaction but it's bearable to them, if they can bear, then continue normal dosage. No need to this thing. Sometimes you can have a very, very severe reaction, you know. I think we already come to our 5 more minutes. I just quote another example. This one case, about 20 miles from my, about 30 to 40 kilometers from my place. One young man, after taking this Ganoderma, the 3rd day, start to vomit, and vomit up blood. This fresh blood intermingled with this dark blood, intermingled with this dark blood. Then they become panicked and telephone to me. Then I asked, then what is the complaint of the young man? He said, doctor, he already go for 9 doctors, all confirm that he's having a diabetes. Now every day he had to insert this insulin. The more insert insulin, the more weaker he is, until finally he's bedridden. Already bedridden, only cannot move anymore. So when they address the Ganoderma to him, start to vomit blood. I asked them, is it a fresh blood or is it a dark blood or mixed? They told me mixed with fresh blood or also with this dark blood. Then I said, this is a symptom of internal injury. When internal injury in the lung or anything, they vomit the blood, it's intermixed. Sometimes it's a dark. If it's a dark color only, that means something come from stomach. Because when the blood mixed with the gastric, it becomes dark in color. But it's only fresh blood, that means from the lung. But mixed, that means it's an internal injury. I said, this is not a diabetes case. It's an internal injury cases. Then they told me, this young man, 3 years ago, involved in a terrible accident. But after accident, nothing happened. But a few months after the accident, he developed diabetes. So after addressing this thing, no use, then they go for this insulin. Of course, he developed diabetes because the pancreas already affected by the accident. But the main cause is not the diabetes. The main cause is the internal injury. So I said, continue taking, let him vomit up whatever it is. Then come to the 2nd week, suddenly the man can start to walk, and can start to roam around. Then the diabetes disappear overnight. Just disappear, everything turned to normal. So when I say, when you face any reaction, take it calmly. No need to worry about the reaction. The reaction is caused by the immune system, and the immune system is for our own good. It never harm ourselves. You remember this is the first rule of this Ganoteraphy. Which one? Parkinson, Yeah, Parkinson I think is due to this the nerve problem, and also the brain deteriorate. Certain part of the brain cells are dying faster than they can recover. But Parkinson is the same case. After taking the Ganoderma, everything, regulated everything, they good response. Good response for this Parkinson. Now, today, for the first section, I will do all the talking. I do all the talking, the basic. No, it's okay to ask some questions. But this afternoon, after the tea break, we have a Q&A session. So you all can ask any question. I will stay until we finish all for this thing. But so until this whole morning, we only discuss about one topic only. This toxin, toxin and the reaction. So let's before we go for tea break, let's make some this conclusion. So there are only 2 causes for all the disease. One is toxin, one is due to out of balance, imbalance. So there are only 2 categories of toxin inside the body: water soluble and non-water soluble. Non-water soluble is what is called disposed of through the sweat and urine. Non-water soluble through this boil, through the stool, or sometimes through vomiting. And Ganoderma by itself do not treat any disease. It only treats the disease through our immune system. And immune system is the main reason that all the reaction coming from. All the reaction are caused by the immune system, is not caused by the Ganoderma. You see. So whatever is the reaction, just take it calmly. Whether a patient is fainted, the hair is dropping, vomit, blood, or whatever it is. Sometimes they cannot speak. Whatever, sometimes the whole body, half of the body paralyzed. Whatever it is, never get worried about this thing. We only ask him, can you bear this situation or not? If you can bear the situation, continue with the dosage. If you cannot bear, reduce the dosage. As simple as that. So this is our morning. We concluded here. Let's go to enjoy some tea. Then we proceed afterward. Okay.